What is up, guys? Boris here, and as many of you guys know, One Piece Treasure Cruise Global just got a huge update that introduced a lot of new mechanics, and people are already looking forward to the next update, which should contain sockets. Now, if you're a Japan player, you know exactly what these are, but for those of you guys who will play Global exclusively and have been asking me, because I have gotten a lot of requests for a socket video, I'm going to be going over how these work and what they are. Now, I've already made a video in the past, but this is going to be a more detailed video, and primarily for those of you guys who have been asking recently. Now, sockets, when they are introduced, will be a game-changing mechanic because they will pretty much change the way you play the game. Now, the way they work is that there are 10 sockets, as you can see here, and each socket ability grants a really cool buff to your team. So I'm going to go over the 10 buffs that you can get based on your sockets. So let's go ahead and go from left to right. So the first one here is damage reduction. Now, damage reduction, depending on the level of your sockets, and I'll explain what that means in a little bit, you can gain certain buffs. So 3% damage reduction, 5% damage reduction, and 10% damage reduction at the highest level. Next up is meat orb recovery. Now, this will increase your recovery by a certain amount, again, per level. So you can go up to 1,000 plus every time you use a meat orb, which is pretty that's pretty strong. Next up is cooldown reduction. This is one of the stronger ones. We have level 1, it will give you a 1-turn cooldown reduction, and level 2 gives you a 2-turn cooldown reduction. So essentially at level 2, your golden pound Usopp, instead of 10 turns, takes 8 turns, so it can make running dungeons a lot faster. Next up is orb boost, and what this does is that depending on your level, you will have a higher chance of getting the same color orbs on your members of your team. And this is, again, one of the better ones for sure. Again, we have chain reduction. So at the higher level, you can get up to 3 turns of chain reduction. So anytime your teammate gets sealed, depending on, it doesn't matter who it is, whether your entire team or just one person, this will reduce that turn of your seal by 3 turns. Here we have poison. It can reduce poison of that your team takes, depending on what level you are. We have seal reduction, or silence reduction, and you can get, again, up to 3 turns of silence reduction at the highest level. We have environmental reduction. You take less damage from the environment, like thunder and stuff like that. We have meat orb recovery, but this is a passive recovery, so every single turn you'll be gaining this amount of HP. So at level 1 you get 100, and at level 5 you get 1,000. So imagine recovering 1,000 damage every single turn. And then we have Survivor. This will grant you a small chance of living a fatal attack, and this is not a 100% guarantee even at level 3, so keep that in mind. Now, the thing that makes sockets interesting is the way you obtain them. You have a character like Luffy, Tier 3 Luffy, and you feed him a similar character with the same name, so it can be any other Luffy in the game. He will gain one of these random 10 sockets. And each character has a certain amount of sockets they can have. So let me switch to a different Luffy here. We have Stronghold Luffy. As you can see here, he has 4 sockets that you can feed to him, or 4 different sockets that he can have. And in this case, I have 1 of the food recovery, 4 of the anti-silence, 2 of the 2 of the cooldown reduction, and 3 of the same color orbs. Now, this means that I've fed him a lot of Luffys, and they've given me this amount of orbs, and the ones that I don't want, I just don't put on. I decide, because you can only have a total of 4 on this Luffy. And for the most part, a lot of the rare recruit only characters can have up to 4, so it's really nice, and some characters can go up to 5 as well. So sockets are very, very important, and the way you calculate it is on your team. So as you can see, let me just put on a couple other socketed people in here. So this guy has some sockets, and this guy has 1, this guy has 1. And here, so my total sockets you guys can see here. So at the moment I don't actually have any abilities activated because I don't have any of the required thresholds. So for instance, for this one, level 1, I'd require 5, but I only have 2 total on my team. This one, I only have 3 total, but the first level one is 5. So you can see here, I don't have any, but let me try changing some of my sockets around. Instead of him, let me put him, and instead of him, let me put, I'm going to put some people here with sockets. Let's see, put a new Usopp. So my socket should look a lot better now. So now I have 11 from this, which gives me level 2, because level 2 requires 10. Here I have level 1 because level 1 requires 10. And same here, I have level 1 because it requires 10. So as you can see, getting the higher levels on some of these is going to be pretty tough. For instance, if I want level 3 of this, I need 20 total. So this means that 4 out of my 5 people have to have level 5. For instance, that'd be one way you could accomplish this. That's why getting good friend captains that socket their character is going to be really important as well. Now, again, you can feed any kind of character to the same main character to give it a socket. That's why the Halloween Fortnite that was just on Japan and on Global was really good, especially on Japan, because you can actually use those to socket your characters, which is what I did. So my Chopper has 5 Chain, 5 Silence, 5 Same Color Orb, and 2 Environmental. Now, one thing that I want to explain is what the best orbs are. In my opinion, and it seems to be the consensus of everyone, is that the best sockets, let me get someone who actually has them, let me get Stronghold Brook. I'll pick Stronghold Brook. These seem to be the best sockets in the game. First off is Anti-Seal and Anti-Chain, because those are the ones that interrupt your team the most, and that's why they're really important. Some dungeons are made super easy if you have a level 3 Anti-Silence or Anti-Chain. Now the next one is the Same Color Orbs, because orbs, like you know, same color boost × 2 to your attack. So that's huge, especially if you have level 3 matching orbs. And then level 5 here, or for number 5, or sorry, number 4, the fourth best one is the cooldown reduction. Cooldown reduction is really, really good, again, for doing speed runs. So if you're someone who grinds a lot, and if you have a lot of sockets, you're probably going to be someone who grinds a lot, and that's going to be something that's really, really nice. Past that, the other good ones are the ones that heal back every turn, and then the rest of them are sort of, no one really uses the rest of them. Again, I think character can have up to 5 sockets, so that's why those tend to be the 5 that people use. But if you do have extra space, if you have a lot of socketed characters, you can add some more. So that should be it for sockets. They should be introduced in the next big update whenever that comes out to Global. And again, getting some of these straw hats, for instance, these guys are super easy to socket because straw hats are introduced pretty much in a lot of the dungeons. Whereas people like some of the 6 stars like Whitebeard and Rayleigh, those are going to be hard to socket because you can't really get any other form of Rayleigh or Whitebeards in some sort of dungeon. Doflamingo and other raid bosses, those are pretty easy to socket because you can farm them as much as you want. So those are really good, but they tend to have low number of sockets. For instance, Mihawk only has 1 socket and Doflamingo only has 2, so that's sort of the payoff you get there. So overall, it's a pretty game-changing mechanic. It's really, really good and really encourages you to farm. And actually, what it does is that it allows people who don't have all the 6 stars to get really powerful teams by just farming some of the other dungeons in the game to socket their characters. And one last thing, like I said, for those characters that are hard to socket, there will be socket books that will give a character a random socket. So that will be a way to do that. However, they will be pretty hard to get. So they're like cotton candy. They're very rare. So with that said, guys, let me know down below if you have any questions regarding sockets. And until next time, thanks for watching.